Hello, Miami. This is 305 Sports Now, your home podcast and channel for all things Miami sports related. I am Will, and thank you yesterday for all of you that listened to yesterday's episode in reference to when I was talking about Legends Camp and the visitors that visited at Legends Camp yesterday, guys like like JoJo Trader and Kamar and Franklin, and those that are visiting this weekend, and it's a star-studded weekend as well. As I mentioned yesterday, guys like Caleb Odom, right, are visiting, as well. Then, of course, you have, Ja'Cory Barney, Jalen Hayward, or Gracie goes with the Presidents, Ascended Afua as well. But the one guy I want to talk about today in my possible Kane segment is linebacker out of Virginia, Chris Cole. Yes, that Chris Cole, 4-star, 6'3" linebacker out of Salem, Virginia, out of Salem High School. He is listed as the number 18th best linebacker in the country per 247 Sports, and he's the third best player in the state of Virginia. Now, a little bit about Chris Cole. He is a Kane legacy from my perspective. He is the nephew of former linebacker for the University of Miami, Rohan Marley, who's also the son of Bob Marley, which makes Chris Cole the grandson of Bob Marley, which is actually a pretty cool thing, all right? And you can say, oh, he's not a Kane legacy. He's not the son of a Miami Hurricane, but I do believe that if you are affiliated family-wise, with a former Kane football player, you are kind of a legacy player. Like, I do consider Ruben Bain, even though he's a nephew of Tolbert Bain, not the son of Tolbert Bain, a Kane legacy. So you guys get the point I'm trying to absolutely address. Now, this kid has received offers, obviously, from schools like Miami, Georgia, as well as offered him as well, Penn State, Notre Dame. He's received 26 total offers according to 247 Sports as well. So one of the few things I want to break down about Chris Cole is the fact that, first of all, let me go over the stats a little bit. 76 tackles his junior year with 11 tackles for loss. All right, so 76 tackles for 11 tackles for loss. That is a good season for a linebacker of his caliber. Okay, so just to break down a little bit of his analysis, he's a former track star, right? Or is a track star, actually, at his school. Okay, so just got a perspective. He finished fourth place in the 60-meter hurdles at one of the Nike events, right? Indoor Nike events, okay? He is an individual that I would say is a nice in-the-box defender, right? What I mean by nice in-the-box defender is that he's an individual that he makes tackles, okay? He's not going to whiff on tackles. He's not going to get blocked. So what I'm trying to say is that he's very patient, and when in terms of hitting the hole, he doesn't just crash into a hole. He waits for things to open up a bit, or waits for the offensive player, whether it's a lineman, fullback, or tight end, to take a bad angle where he's able to pretty much swim away and make the tackle, okay? So he's a very solid tackler, very fast, okay? Very sure tackler as well. And the good thing that I like about this kid as well is that since he played safety, you could also use him in pass coverage. He's also a strong safety as well. So you can use him in pass coverage against a slot receiver, okay, if he's able to keep up, in terms of speed, or even some of the bigger tight ends, because he's also, since he's 6'3", right, he's able to take on some of the taller tight ends, in college football. So that's a good thing for the Miami Hurricanes. Reminds you a bit of Popo Aguirre. Popo Aguirre last year was a linebacker, all right, or is actually an incoming freshman. Linebacker, beast, one of the most highly recruited players in the country, right, recruited by Georgia, Alabama, etc. Right, he became a Kane. He also has that quality about himself in which he's a good tackler, where he can hit you in space, but he could also play coverage as well. The same thing with Chris Cole. Chris Cole is a guy that could tackle in space, so bubble screens in general, right, swing passes. Chris Cole will make those tackles as well. But if you need him to drop back a bit and so on, he can drop back, and doesn't have to be in a goal line or red zone situation. He could actually cover more ground as well, because, again, he's also a safety. So he's also, being a combo player and so on, he's able to pretty much make plays at will. He's a playmaker, guys, all right? Just like his uncle. His uncle was a beast, played for the mid-90s at the University of Miami. Chris Cole, if you look at the huddle, if you look at his videotape, he's absolutely sick when it comes to making tackles, making plays, etc. And not a guy that makes mistakes, when pursuing an offensive player, okay? Whether it's a running back, quarterback, or even somebody, in pass coverage, all right? So that's a little bit about Chris Cole, all right? I will be bringing you more athletes as well. Dylan Stewart just dropped, his top teams that he wants to go to. Miami is included in that, so I will be doing a story on Dylan Stewart sometime this week. All right, so stay tuned for that, all right, everybody? And don't forget, as I mentioned, I will be having a panel discussion about the Miami Heat It'll be recorded this Wednesday night, airing Thursday morning. All right, everybody, if you like what you heard, remember we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share for 305 Sports Now. Once again, I am Will. Stay safe. God bless. See you soon. Go Canes. Bye-bye.